just like to see anybody who's good and real to the music get themselves in a situation where they can be noticed on a global scale, because that's another problem we've got. Most of the groups, most of the rappers who've been around for a while, we haven't really got anyone who's really made it. You know, I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure if you speak to American people, you say, well, who's, like, you know, do you know any rappers? And they'll probably say Stereo MCs. No disrespect to them, but I don't really call their music hip hop or rap.
Yeah.
It's, to me, it's just like talking kind of pop music.
It was once upon a time.
Right? Yeah, once upon a time it was, but the stuff they do now isn't. But yet still, when I open, you know, certain magazines, I see, you know, like hip hop publications, I see them in there. And I think, what's going on? They might, you know, I can just imagine people around the world looking at it thinking, is this what these London guys call hip hop? Now, when I do the show, basically I listen to the records, I decide if I like them and I decide if I don't. If a record
there's no outside influence.
There's no power that be that controls.
No, you know, I don't put myself in a situation where a person at a record company is going to be able to say to me, I sorted you out with this last week, so I want you to play this. They know where to go. You know, from the day I took over that show, I did get a few phone calls from people trying to get me to do certain things. It's like, I'm not interested. You don't tell me if the record's good. I tell you if it's good, or I tell you if I like it. You don't tell me it's good and then try and persuade me that I should play it. It doesn't work that way. You know, there's too many people who get into influential places trying to orchestrate little underhand tactics, you know what I mean, to get certain records in certain positions. I'm just not with that at all. It's like, if it's real hip hop and it's good, I'll like it. You know, there's certain records I hear and I think, that's not bad, I'll play that. After a little while I think, yeah man, this record's grown on me. You know, if I've got a choice of playing a brand new Redman tune and some other group that no one's heard, I've got to think to myself, I've got an audience out there that I've got to keep entertained and keep them tuning in. So I've got to basically choose the records I play to keep my audience. A lot of people say, well, I don't care, any British record that comes out, you should play it. And I say no, because there's got to be a standard. If I go on the radio and start playing a load of nonsense UK hip-hop tunes, people are just going to think, this guy doesn't know a slamming tune when he hears one. Because look at all this crap he's playing. You know, you've got to get yourself to a level where if you choose 30 records for your show, all 30 of them are good. Whether they're American or whether they're from France or whether they're from Belgium, it doesn't matter where. That they're good quality class records that people say, yeah, this guy's opinion, you know, I can get with his opinion because most of the stuff he plays, I find it personally good. You will never please everybody. You know, I get groups ringing me up saying, listen man, I gave you my tune, you didn't play it. I try to be honest. I'm not going to tell anyone, yeah man, I think your tune's wicked, when I don't. There's too many people in the music industry doing that. I'll listen to it, man. If I don't really like it, I'm going to call you and I'm going to tell you I don't like it, and I'm going to tell you why. If you don't really want that, a negative response, or if you can't handle it, you're going to start being silly, wanting to get into arguments and all that, keep your record, man.
Okay, on that tip, let's hear some some on the ball or on the spot comments of what you think of these groups, if you don't mind.
Go on then.
What do you think of Blade?
Yeah, Blade's good. He's you know, he's done what a lot of people should do. Like, you take yourself out there, you set yourself up. I mean, I know he's taken, you know, a lot of chances in some of the things he's done, but hopefully it'll pay off for him, because if you don't believe in you, why should anyone else believe in you? You know, if you got some money and you really believe you're that good, take your money and go and do your tune. If it fails, then maybe, you know, you're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, but at least you believe in you. You know, you can't really sell something to somebody unless you're convinced that it's like, you know, the business. If you don't feel it is, why should anyone else?
Okay, what about Bushkiller?
Bushkiller, I mean, I only really know, you know, very little of their stuff. They've done that however many gun salute tune, I can't remember how many numbers it is, but yeah, that was a good stuff. I think, you know, the only criticism there would probably be and it's the same with a lot of the UK groups, they do a good tune and you don't hear another tune for like another year. And I think that's a big problem, you know. Like, that'd be like my overall criticism of a lot of the hip hop groups. They tend to take a little bit too long releasing stuff. So when a guy does come along, or a group comes along with a good tune, it tends to be like another 12 or 14 months before they approach you with another tune, by which time everyone's forgotten.
Yeah. So what about Standing ovation.
Standing Ovation, I remember the last record they got, I didn't like it. I remember it was given to me by Humphrey from Catch 22. You know, when I saw him the next time, I said, look man, I don't really like it. It just sounded too kind of old and dated. He relayed the message. I seem to remember they got a little bit annoyed because I said I didn't like it. And that is like a typical example. I could have said to him, yeah, and I think the track's really wicked. It's the best tune I've heard all year, and I could have played it on the Friday and said, yeah, this is wicked, and then thought, don't really like this, man, I ain't playing it next week. But what good does that really do? It's like, I feel that you've got to be honest with them, and if people can't sort of handle criticism, if a man comes up to me and says, Steve, I listened to your show Friday, I didn't think it was very good, I'm not going to say, well, get stuffed, you know what I mean, I don't want to talk to you no more. I say, why? Well, I didn't think it was very good because if I think his criticisms are fair, I'll say, okay then. And I think, you know, you need to be honest with the groups. And the last tune they gave me, I didn't like it. And I said I didn't like it and I didn't play it because I didn't feel it was good enough.
Okay. How about Mello?
I think Mello is an excellent rapper. Definitely, you know, at the pinnacle of the UK hip hop scene for quite a while. You know, I've listened to some of his recent stuff that he's done, you know, when I say recently, it's been done like 2 years and stuff. And there's some real good stuff in there. You know, I rate him.